Whoa.
Nah, if that had happened, she probably picked it up and
Anyway, after she kills the Axeman.
No, it would have been awesomer.
Hold on.
No, it would have been awesomer if this is how the Axeman died. Before he's about to throw the axe at Claire, suddenly Claire's like this. I have an idea, Alice. She pulls out a banana peel and dumps it and he slips on it.
That makes just as much sense. But anyway, after they kill him, they start calling in the tunnel. And the black guy says, "Shh, those things are right behind us. We need to go slowly." And they finally get out, and Alice and Claire and Chris jump down. And the black guy says, "I'm coming," and then suddenly you hear something behind him, and it's one of those Las Plagas zombies. They grab him and take him back, and then suddenly the tunnel collapses and blocks the entrance out, and this is one, Cameron, get out of the light, you're blocking the light.
Oh, sorry.
And these are like one of those situations where you think someone died and they really didn't. What are you doing?
Just seen something. Just go back.
Whatever. Anyway, so after Claire says, "Come on, Alice, we have to go. He's gone. You can't help him now, and he's gonna survive later." And so it skips much more, and then there's on a boat somehow, and it makes you ask the question: okay, they're in a sewer. Where did they get the boat from? And this, never mind. Nothing's explained in this movie. Why does it even surprise me? And they drive away onto the ship, and no one's there. It's completely empty. And
oh, that's his name. His name's Luther.
Luther, thank you. He just looked at IMDb. Luther. Well, anyway, that was the NFL player.
Oh, and here are the other characters.
Hold on. I don't care. They're just cardboard cutouts. Anyway, so they get to the boat. No one's there, and Alice looks. Or Claire, I forget who, looks, and they said the record said the lifeboats were taken. That must have been the employees left, but it says there's still 2,000 passengers on board. So they go into the basement. Sorry. They go into the basement, and all 2,000 passengers are down there. And they're like underneath the floor in like these tubes. And they say, raise them up. And okay. They all get risen up, and obviously, these aren't... It says there's 2,000 people here. That is not 2,000 tubes. That is not even 1,000 tubes. That's not even 500 tubes that raise up. But
to get them out, she pulls out the eye test.
No.
The eye chemical test.
I forget, whatever. And she lets them all out of the tube. No, it looks like an iPad she's using. She uses this iPad to let them all out, but she does it one at a time, and they all have the spider mind control thing on them, which is never explained. And why it's there and what it does. Unless you played the games, you would not know what the spider thing does. Anyway, they take it off of Kmart. They find Kmart in here, and they take it off of her. And she's unconscious. And Alice goes looking around to see what else is here, and she goes to a room full of jets, and she goes past that, and... Pointless. No, it's not pointless, but whatever. Then she goes into another room.
With dead bodies.
With, like, dead bodies on the tables, I guess, like, experimented... Well, basically, this whole ship, this Arcadia, was really owned by the Umbrella Corporation, and all these survivors that came and followed their radio transmissions were actually kidnapped and experimented on. Irony. And let's see. Anyway, she goes into the room, and there's a bunch of computer monitors on her way, and
she's walking past a bunch of supersized iPads, and they're going up.
Yeah. There's like computer monitors in front of her, and they're lifting up one at a time, and you can see a shape behind the computer monitors. They're transparent.
I know.
And they're going up, and like, you know, it's Wesker. Come on, you don't need to do this suspense.
I already saw it in the preview.
You saw it in the preview. You don't need to do the suspense. We know who it is. And it lifts up, and oh, it's Wesker! Oh my God, I did not see that coming.
I never saw it.
Oh my God, you mean he survived the plane crash? Oh, wow, I did not see that coming.
You mean it didn't actually? Show the real way he was killed?
Oh wow, that just surprised me so much. It just blew me away. I didn't know it was him.
Wesker was actually killed in the games by some BOW. He was shot with he was shot in the chest with a
temple. Who cares? Forget the game for right now. And Alice goes, I should have known. Really? You should have known he was the boss of a rescue ship and he was experimenting on people? You should have known that?
You weren't surprised that he would be coming back? Shouldn't you have stopped him? Well, Alice, you should have stopped him.
You knew he'd be coming back?
Wow, what a jerk.
Well, you should have made sure he was dead then. Oh, whatever.
What a loser.
Anyway, he brings out his zombie dogs, and he's like, stop, stay. And you're like, go grab. Oh, this is going to be an epic battle. And
Zeus, Vance Clortho, down.
Shut up. And it's Zool, by the way.
That's what I said.
No, you said Zeus.
Sorry.
And he says his old master plan, but then right behind her is the movie producer that shot the army guy and took the plane, and he puts a gun to the back of her head.
Who looks like he's on LSD.
He looks like he's high, and he puts the gun to the back of her head and says, "Put it down, pretty girl." And she puts him down. She's like, "Kick them to me," and she kicks him over to him. So apparently, this producer joined Wesker for no reason whatsoever, and he looks all pale and weird for some reason. And guess what? You know why he looks pale and like a zombie? It's never explained, so I have no... I don't know. So, why he works for Wesker, I don't know. And, Wesker says, here's my plan. See, when you killed me, I was injected with the T-virus to bring me back.
Well, actually, he was also injected with the G-virus, but they didn't
talk about that. But the T-virus is too strong. It's trying to overpower me and turn me into a zombie. So... I have no power, and it's being hard to control it, but I came up with something. Your DNA combines with the T-virus so well that you have ultimate control out of it. So if I devour you... This sounds so wrong. If I devour you, I will get your ability to contain the T-virus. Which is another huge plot hole. Because one of her powers was to be resistant to the T-virus, but he took them away, so she possibly couldn't have that ability anymore, which means when he devoured her, that he couldn't get that ability.
Oh, and something that should have been said, he should have said, now, I'm going to have my pets kill you. But before that, Jenkins, prepare the kitchen for Alice burgers.
Oh crap, I forget what happens next though, but he says I'm going to devour you, and he takes off his glasses and he has like lizard eyes.
But first Chris Redfield and Claire Redfield come in.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, they come in and he throws his glasses at them.
Hold on, they come in and he's like, I knew you'd come back to your friends. And she said, I told you I'd be bringing my friends. I thought you meant your clones when you said that, but whatever.
Why weren't the clones more in the movie?
No, it was a huge thing in the third one, and then they were gone in the beginning of the first 10 minutes of this movie. And then she knocks out the producer guy and like hits him, and
in the face.
And then Kmart comes and like finishes him off, doesn't kill him, but like knocks him out more.
Punches him in the face.
And then she gets her gun, and she starts fighting with the dogs. And while she's fighting with the dogs, Chris and Claire are fighting Wesker, and
he has a speeding ability at least.
He has a speed ability. Let's try like in the fifth one. Oh wait, I forgot about this. Before he fights Chris and Claire, he turns around, takes his sunglasses off, and he throws them, and they like move in slow motion. And then Chris catches them, and then he gets them. Like, you know those things where like sometimes like they throw a blanket or a brick or something, and the guy catches him, and it like distracts him, and then he punches him. No, he throws his sunglasses, and Chris catches him and gets distracted. I'm like, why would you catch his sunglasses? He's not throwing a knife. He's not throwing a brick at you. He's not throwing a blanket. It's just sunglasses. They would just go. And instead you catch him and get your ass kicked.
Oh, and something I should mention, when before this all happens, he says, well, I'm going to fight Chris Redfield and Claire Redfield while my dogs take care of you. And then the dogs, like, get split in half. They split open like in Resident Evil 4.
They, like, split open and they have the extra mouth.
Another thing, why don't they explain that? Because I know what those are called. They're the advanced BOW dogs.
No, they're like the Los Plagas dogs.
I know.
And they never explain why the dogs are able to split. It's not explained. Let's get used to it. Nothing's explained.
And they're not and they're not explained that they're Lost Plaga dogs.
And
advanced.
And while she's fighting the dogs, Claire and Chris are fighting Wesker, and of course they get their ass kicked, and they get kicked into two of those tubes, and it pulls them onto the ground. And of course, Alice kills the dogs.
Oh wait, Brandon, the Lost Plaga.
Alice kills the dogs, and then she. First the producer stabs her in the arm.
Yeah, then she beats the crap out of him.
With a knife, and she pulls it out, beats the crap out of him. Then she takes her knife and throws it at Wesker, and it hits him in the head. You think he's dead, but he's really not.
Oh, that's
and
the thing about the